Alright, welcome everyone, it's Anders here with SkinClub, and we're going to go through another game that I actually didn't get a chance to watch. I've been sort of in holiday mode for a little bit while Cologne has been happening. I've been trying to tune in as much as I can, but as you guys know, often, there's just a lot going on. But now, I'm actually not even at home, but I've got my trusty setup with me, and I've got my tiny dog assistant. She's going to be helping whenever she can. She just sleeps a lot. She's, 9, almost 10 now. Anyway, we're going to get into the game. So the one that I want to look at is FURIA playing up against the Falcons in Cologne. This is the game where they ultimately end up knocking Falcons out. FURIA end up winning this one 2-1. But this Mirage game is pretty close, and I really don't know that much about what Falcons look like with KSCERATO on the lineup, so I wanted to try and figure out what is going on. How do they lose Mirage? That's what we're here for. Now, like I said, I really don't know anything about this game, so I'm just going to launch into it and we'll find out together kind of what's going on. Like, it's going to be a mystery to all of us. So what I typically do when I watch these videos is I will try to sort of think out loud in my own head. I guess now I'm saying it out loud. What am I seeing? What's kind of happening? What I'm seeing already is that apart from this one flashbang that's thrown at the beginning, they are pretty far back on the map. Like, it's not a lot going on here in terms of forward CT movement. They've got quite a bit of utility, no kit though, but still, they are just kind of happy to let FURIA get a lot of map control. So I'm just going to forward into, they actually let them so much map control that by the time FURIA kind of get here, nice little touch with the smoke, probably mostly to try and stop anyone from shooting this way, but I guess it could also be a bit of a fake if nobody knows, but they definitely know immediately. Like the smoke from the CT side as well. Yuri doing good work, 3 kills, probably, wow, okay, 4 kills, probably a lot more than he should have had there, to be honest. What's the timing like here? Let's see. They get Yakina. That just happens so fast, doesn't it? That probably should have just easily been a kill on the Yuri. I don't know. Hard to maybe blame Falcon. Just sick play from Yuri. I don't know. I don't care. Tactically fine. Like, the whole round was well set up. So no issues. I'm going to forward through some of these things just because I don't care that much. This little setup here is nice. You get to show yourself in the middle. This smoke means it's harder for the CTs to know if you actually are at top mid or not. Obviously, we can easily tell that they are not, but still. Early grenades, and again, not that much info. Just look at this moment right before the actual attack is going to be happening. If you look at this, you could see that, Yakindar is in it. He's always going to be a bit aggressive. He loves it. I don't, but he does what he will. So yeah, that's the most information they have. And other than that, they are just getting serially flashed. Great flashbangs. I'm actually excited about this because this was a complaint I had recently. A lot of teams don't know how to throw flashes that land in this corner. Like, I don't know why. I've checked a lot of demos and it's not really, like, these will, but there are a lot of people will throw flashbangs to just kind of go deep in here somewhere, and they don't do that much to the corner. So good job overall. And you could tell, a couple of kills. The rest is saving. We know the drill. Pretty good stuff. Damn this. Hold on. I'm going to convert this tablet into a mouse pad. 1 second. Nice. That's the sort of power that we have on this production. Okay. So good stuff. Very similar setup. Just speeding out of it. We're in the 3rd round. And again, what are we really noticing here? Like, there's a bit of, normal mid-control kind of stuff. The Molotov, I guess, either popped in the air or just landed in the smoke. I don't know, but that sucks. But again, it's not the end of the world. And once again, because FURIA are fairly blind to what's happening, by the time they know, it's too late. Like, they are already getting overdone. Wait a minute, what is that flashbang? What flashed KSCERATO the 2nd time? Was that inside of the site? Is he just looking straight at it? Okay, I guess we'll have to go in-game to find out. That just seems like a bizarre situation that he would get so flashed, but that's kind of interesting. Something to, discover in the future, I suppose. We'll do that at some point. But again, it's just a repeat of the same round. So Nothing too exciting, I suppose. Again, FURIA maybe getting a little bit too relaxed in the early stages, which is weird, because again, they have Yekindar. In the 4th round, we are going to have a smoke in the window, smoke into that top position, Molotov underneath, like super classic setup, grenades. I'm saying classic is a good thing, it's fine. We all love it. Then they go into some mid-control. Pretty aware is Nico that somebody could be pushing, so that's all fine. And then they get the kill. KSCERATO just picking up the kill in the middle. Fine. No real complaints here, to be honest. Not even about Yekindar. I mean, he's trying to get a little bit of info. I think that's good. Flash setup is really sick. So some good like flashes in the B-bomb site. This time that was kicksand in the last round too. Now in this round too, flashing in for KSCERATO. That's just all really good work. I love everything about it. But you can actually already see what's happening, right? Like it's already beginning to establish. So Molodor is going to throw this smoke, and that means he has like a timer before he needs help. And then he's just going to go towards middle. The rest of them are all grouping up in this bomb site. Because, to be honest, they've hit the bomb site the last 2 rounds. Why not do it again? When this smoke goes away, I'm expecting... Okay, maybe they want it to move, but either way, it's a bit unfortunate timing, I suppose. Like, as soon as... Because it is a danger to him. Like, he kind of needs some help when that smoke fades, or they need to make a move. But anyway, the stack of the B-bomb site's certainly working. So let's see how this one plays out. Smoke's going down. I love it. Oh, this is unfortunate, though. Like, one Molotov, another Molotov, a smoke in the window here. Like, they have so many grenades, but none of them are actually connecting with anywhere where FURIA is. Wow, and Yuri shows up. He was the hero in the early stage. Jesus. Wait, do they all get stuck up here? Why is that happening? I don't know if the dog snoring is actually on the video. If it is, it's a feature, you know, not a bug. She's doing her part, all right? I hate the fact that they're all getting stuck up here. I don't like that. I feel like Tessus has strong commitment in this fight, but the rest of them are too passive for my taste. I don't like it. I feel like these B attacks are... You need to get in, like, look at this. Commitment, second, third round. At least 2 or 3 people are in here. Like, some of them stick around, which is okay. Like, you can have a couple of people, but in this one, it's Tessus, and then the rest are all kind of fighting up here. I don't like it, don't love it. They also end up losing the round as a result, so that sucks. 5th round, let's see. Oh, okay. Yeah, so they get the early kill, which is... Wait, hold on. We almost missed this. Smoke fails in the window. They have another smoke up top, but Molodor sees that, and he just throws the HE to explode it, and then m0NESY dies. So that's what you would call... It's an unforced error that is immediately exploited by Molodor, which again is sick because he's a young player. It's a lot to think about in the moment. You realize, oh damn, like we need to do something, and then, you know, they catch out a player. Because I think m0NESY at this stage, well, or it might be, oh, they wanted to do that themselves. No way. It's actually even cooler than that. So m0NESY wanted to take this fight, which makes you wonder if this smoke is even a failed smoke at all. Maybe it's not. Like, because sometimes people will do this on the C, like this setup on the T side happens a lot when there's no smoke in window. It's a big thing, like I keep repeating it every broadcast pretty much, but it's a very common thing that you will do this, but then they get timed on the other side. That's actually totally insane. What a weird and interesting thing to happen. Yekindar's playing aggressive over the smoke. He's going to get KSCERATO just barely, but, you know, good enough for all intents and purposes. And then... You know, Tessa's moving in. Yekindar somehow lives. I don't know why. But now, at this point, it's just a long series of fights. There's no tactics. There's nothing left, really. They're just fighting. My God. She's really noisy. Okay. We'll have to work. We just all have to live with it, okay? It's part of the job, I suppose. So, what is next? We're going to be seeing... just pistols, really, and they kind of bait out some grenades. I try to skip through these rounds because it's just probably not that exciting. They all die, they get a kill, fine, who cares, nobody cares. On to round number 7, let's go. This time we've got more aggression out of FURIA. I normally don't actually like this, like I'm always complaining about Yakendam right now, that's my new favorite thing. Oh wait, they lost Molodoy up here, boosted up. That's just, I mean, sick from Odyssey. Also a nice try. I don't know, no complaints from either side. That'll happen. Then in the middle, ooh, are we going to be critical about that? Like in theory, Yekenda is supposed to get traded from the other side of the push, right? They're pinchering the middle part of the map. And he's supposed to die relatively fast thereafter, but there is a bit of a delay. But the thing is, if Kicksan is further back, like if I said, oh, Kicksan should be here instead of here, it's like, yes, but then they could just be mistimed the other way. So there's no real 100% solution to these kind of things. Otherwise, there would be really no game to play. So I'm not going to criticize it. I'm just going to point out that it's a bit of a shame. And then KSCERATO, Molotov. Ooh, actually, so Kyusuke walks through the Molotov, like he's on the other side of it, and KSCERATO presumably is going to die. Yeah, that's pretty sick. So all in all, it's still a good trade. They love everything about this. And then they slow. Look at this. It's a new team, right? Like, I know we can't give them excuses forever, but they still are a new team. But they wait. I suppose this part of the team have played... No, not really. So yeah, anyway, they wait for the rest of the setup to be here. They still have like 40 seconds. They go through mid. Yuri is one way or another isolated here. I mean, he does actually get 2 kills, which no key. That is actually sick. Like, Yuri's been playing a sick game. But the rest of it, 2v1, they do lose one player. And then Tessus wins the 1v1. That's from a 2-on-4 here into that much that is kind of scary, I'm not going to lie. Did they not have... Okay, they had a Molotov, which they threw... Fine, okay. I don't know. Yuri's just playing well. We'll give him some credit. That was really sick. Next is round number 8. Let's see the early stuff. No missed Molotovs or smokes. Nice flashbang going over, just to take a peek. Sometimes you don't even need more than that. Just like it doesn't have to be complicated like that. Any info here? Again, it's a very poor environment for FURIA to be playing in my opinion. Like, obviously it's part of their design, it's what they like, but it just makes me nervous that they don't know too much about anything. And then we've got classic A executes with Kyusuke is going to be lurking over here. We got all the smokes, the Molotovs, they're cleaning it all out. I kind of love it. Monesi got the first kill, that was right here on Molodoy, and so Molodoy dies. Then next up is Yakendam. I don't think they can see each other. I think it's just like angles. Nico's pretty good at that stuff. So yeah, 2 kills for the smoke, kind of, at the start of it. Good. They can run what we would consider sort of a normal A execute. I don't know if there's much to really say about a round like this. Like, it's just, I guess if I had to say anything really, I would say, look at how they're doing this though. Like, they are committed to this A attack, but not in some kind of a crazy, furious way, right? Like, they're committed to it, but in a way where they can slow it down. They have enough time. If Kyusuke needs to get into the mix, then they can bring him in. Like, there's a lot that can happen. So I actually really like the tempo of this round from Falcons. I think that's pretty sick. Okay. On to round number 9 we go. Money's still okay for the CT side somehow. They got to save, I suppose. They're taking a big gamble in stacking this side of the map, but they lose KSCERATO in the middle. That was a classic boost up here. So good stuff. And then they lose another player. That was Yakenda trying to do something right as the smoke popped. He will do that. I feel like... I actually haven't even got to criticize him that much. But he does like to make these kind of plays. So we'll let him do it for now. Molodoy goes down to Kyusuke again. He's a pretty good player, as we all know by now. Fallen was on this long lurk. But obviously it is just going to... Oh, actually, they even change it around. Okay, I kind of like this, though. This is kind of sick. Like, what a time to spin this around into something else when you are this deep into some sort of an execute. It could have gone wrong. Like, I guess you can see that Fallen is close to being able to catch a player here, but ultimately not really the vibe. Still, okay, shows that Kixan as a leader is also willing to make some of those choices, because they have been going B a lot, so maybe they wanted to switch it up. Who's writing me? I'm recording a video. God damn. Okay, so this time we got a lot of mid-aggression coming out. We got Monacy, KSCERATO, Monacy with another kill. All the while this setup. I guess, so Molodoi wants to blow this open, right? Is that ever going to happen? Hello? Monacy with 1 kill. Molodoi? Did he just... I don't get it. I guess that seems like it's so unfortunate. Like, he could have maybe been there. I don't know if it would have made a difference, but that's kind of funny. All right, 2-for-1 trade in the middle. And on we go to the... Well, we just kind of wrap around. We pick up the bomb. We go back to A. Jesus Christ. Hey. Gotta remember to breathe every once in a while. And on we go. So no more shenanigans here. Really good round, I think. Maybe I tactically nothing much. Like, you win the 2v1 in the middle. I don't know if there's a lot to say beyond that, but it was cool. Here we've got, again, more deception in the middle. You can see they're really pretending, but this time for once, actually, FURIA have a bit of a read. Like, yes, there are flashes, but they just haven't seen even a single person. And everything thrown here could be just by just one person. So they're not that sold. Ooh, but I was tunnel vision too. They walk out. What a great... Well, how cool is this? Look at their other setups at the start of the game. Look at how many grenades are thrown here into these rounds, right? It's really heavy. Even the one that they lose, it's like big executes, all the grenades, and then all the way at the end of the game, it's just Nico walking in, and you could see KSCERATO just dies. Like, he's just no idea. That's so sick. That's a way to use what you've been doing earlier in the game to make it hard to read later on. Now, after that fact, unfortunately, they end up losing. Fallen gets 1 there. Molodoi comes back, kills another guy. That's the bomb now committed to this position. So super hard to do anything about. And Fallen with the jump, I'm assuming he knows. So yeah, they do. So really, really hard round to get back into. Probably impossible, to be honest, yeah. So still, from a ideas perspective, that round is like 80% of the way won when Nico gets this kill. Like, it is so close to winning a round. That's so sick. And it's built off of what they did earlier. I really like everything about that, to be honest. Man, I was kind of hoping I could be more critical of Falcons, because it is the cool thing to do at the moment. But, like, I was hoping I was going to be able to say something like, it's just all firepower and there's nothing else. I feel like their build of this game on the T side so far is really nice. This time it's KSCERATO again versus Yakindar. They like this fight, both of them. KSCERATO, I think, has been winning it more than losing it. Fallen gets a kill. That's out here. This is an interesting dilemma, right? When Tessus dies in that forward of a position, they know... So Falcons know that FURIA now know. Complicated sentence, I know, but basically both teams are aware that this side of the map has been lost to the CT side, which means whatever you're doing at this stage is going to feel really readable. The advantage, I suppose, is they have a lot of time left. And they've already proven to us that they don't really mind slowing it down, so let's see how much they actually slow it down. They're going to boost a player in. Fallen is... Oh, he gets found by Kixan. That is such a shame. And then Monacy coming in. So they will... So, in other words, they decide to boost up KSCERATO in here, and then they take the time to retake that part of the map. That's, in itself, honestly, a dangerous choice. Like, there are a lot of ways that could go wrong. Then they throw in some utility into B, because that's been, you know, stressful in the past for the CT side. They do it again, and it is kind of holding Molodoi and KSCERATO here. Oh, but they lose that one. This is kind of scary now. We're down to 40 seconds as they go through the middle. KSCERATO is going to die to Molodoi in that position. So down into the 2v3. Yuri's been up here the whole... Wait, has he been here the whole time? Yeah, for a long time at any rate. That is a wild position to be in this late in the game. Smoke up for the bomb plant. Nico knows. Barely dies out now, Monacy. finding himself on his own. Molotov down in the corner. He gets the first one. I mean, at this point, it's not... This is hard to analyze in 2D. Like, it's more exciting in the game, obviously. But, yeah, time running out. Yeah, so he just hides, and no time for the defuse. Pretty sick. That last part is, again, this is where, like, strategy has less to do with it, and it's just about the individual plays. But that's a really great first half, right? They go into the second half with a good scoreline, you know, 5-7. They get 7 rounds on their T side on Mirage. That's sick. So how did they lose the game? Because ultimately they did. In the beginning, similar-ish setup. Not that... Oh, Tess is a little bit more forward. Flash banged in. Takes a while. Oh, he's got the dualies. Headshots are bound. He's absolutely cracked it. This, again, great setup. Great, call it synergy or timing or whatever you want. But Tess has absolutely wrecked him. So, and that was just like one setup. I like it. They win. No bomb plant either. Second round, there's no buy. We're just going to speed through. They all die in the middle. Nobody really cares. We don't want to waste time on that stuff. The third round, now FURIA on the T side. And let's just look at the early setup here. Okay, so pretty lean towards the A side, right? Like, these are the things that are worth noticing is you got this kind of a setup here where you've got sort of 3 towards the middle-ish. I guess Kyusuke, not really, but close enough that we can sort of count it. And leaving Tessus alone. He's got very little utility as well. Sorry about that. He's got very little utility. So that's just interesting. Blowing open the smoke, I like it, but there's, you know, a lot of smoke and actually kind of backfires on Nico, unfortunately. So they might have been thinking that actually the T's are hiding inside of the smoke, which is a common thing to, or not common, but it can happen. Anyway, doesn't work out. He dies. There's no reaction. So you lose a player. This is remarkable. You lose a player in the middle, and your team doesn't... Like, they do try to move a little bit, right? Like, there's at one point they do. But they don't know anything. I don't know. This is probably where it would be fun to see... just a little bit more initiative being taken. All right, she's dreaming now. Hey. All right, she's all good. We're all good. Anyway, they end up not really being able to defend this. Like, they don't have any utility or much of it. And Molodoi doing good work. I don't know. Maybe it's a little bit nitpicky. I feel like when you lose a player in the middle like that, you have to try to do something else. But it can be hard. It can be very hard to find a way to do that. Also because it's going to be maybe a little bit more obvious that you're doing it. So, what is next? We're in round number 16, the 4th round of the second half. Do they do anything? Again, it's the same heavy lean towards the A bomb side, right? So this should be sort of a dream, right? You've got 4 people. The T's are actually coming. They've got the bomb and everything. But Yakinda opens up. It's a big double opening. Fallen gets the kill on to one player. They know that Kyosuke is here. And even though he's good, that's just too much to deal with. Okay, so... hate to do this, but you could probably chalk this round up to Yakinda just being really sick. But also... it's so sad. There are no flashes thrown. Like, nothing is... like, sure, Kicksand throws out the smoke, which in theory should allow them to focus on the middle, but... what is it about this setup? Like, Tessus dies. That's probably already not that good. Like, they don't throw any grenades. Is that there's no warning. I suppose that is the surprise of it, is that there are no nades thrown. But now, you'd want to see... oh, so Kyusuke has no flashes. He can't even flash in Nico. I guess Kicksan could, but he's busy trying to throw this smoke. So maybe it is just the time. I don't know. But obviously, that is a really shocking failure in the defense when you've got 4 people at the bomb site. You guys all know you should be winning it. This time, they've got 1 flash. They flash their way in, and they all die. Boring round. Let's get on to the next one. We're going to be seeing Kind of like the other side of being on the CT economy here, where you have just some weapons, but you don't have utility, like you're missing a bunch of stuff. They're going to go fight in the middle. Monacy, all right. Nice, he creeps in. I actually love it. They get that kill. Again, they're into the setup where they don't know a lot. But this is the difference, though. If you have the early kill, you couldn't justify doing less scouting. So, you know, they got a two-man setup at the B-bomb site. Flashes are devastating. There's, again, really sick flashbang setup against Monacy and Tessus. Kyosuke is trying to save the day, but at that point, they're probably all just kind of walking in one at a time. Nico is almost dead. And all the way dead. I don't know. There's an interesting position for Monacy to be in. So, in theory, I don't know. I feel like this double position doesn't cover that much of the map. I feel like I don't like this. I actually do. I don't know. Do I like this setup? Kixan feels like he's super alone. Like, if this was an execute towards the A-bomb site, and they Molotov this position from any one of 10 different ways, there's nothing Nico can do to help at that point. And similarly here, it's, you know, Monacy is in this weird position where he's covering short and the B apartments. Why? Like, they have enough people to cover this position in any other way, really. Yeah. I don't like it. I'm guessing that they have some logic that I'm not understanding, but I just don't think that's a cool setup. It's a thumbs down for me. Middle, pistol kill. They actually get another one. Tess is sneaking through, but again, they just have pistols here. They're doing a really sick job. Like, this is really sick, but these aren't rounds that I think are too interesting to analyze. Like, it is just down to the mechanics of, like, hitting some good shots, which is impressive, but there's not a lot we can learn from that. They come in the middle, they picked up some weapons, and they can't quite win the 2v3 at the end. So, great round, though, honestly, for Falcons. Unfortunately, that's also the 5th round that they lose in a row, and now we're going into, like, a 6th round in a row loss here. So let's see. I still have not seen almost any aggression out of Falcons. Like, they really don't have a lot of information, which can be pretty tough to deal with. Look at this fake on the A-bomb side. FURIA. Okay. Did that get body blocked? I'm guessing it did. It must be, right? Yeah. So it's supposed to be like a wall of smokes, but Monacy is being a real little demon, which is kind of cool. Yeah, but the bomb is over here, so we know it's going to be a fake the whole time. Everybody knew. And then they pick up the bomb. Oh, they actually go aggressive. Oh, it's so sad. So they are hoping that this is what we call a double pump, where there's one execute and then the T's are still out here waiting, and then, you know, they're going to go investigate that. So it's a really nice idea. There could have been a bunch of T's here waiting with grenades in hand, especially at about 30 seconds. Like, that would have made so much sense. But now instead, it's an execute over on this side where they flash their way straight through. Tess is having an awkward fight kind of alone back here. Again, are they... Like, they're not in a position to fight together. There's no trades. They just die one by one by one. All 3 people at the speed defense. Could that have been different? The problem is Tessus is going to be really exposed down here. Like, there could have been a grenade or a Molotov or anything kind of thing. So I guess... But the problem is... This is the issue. Even if they'd walked further forward so that Kyosuke could have been activated, there still would have been, I think, anyway, it would have been hard for these two to work together. I don't love this setup. I don't know. I don't. I really don't. So, something about the speed defense I'm not too tickled about at the moment. Wow, that's a lot of... So they win the pistol and the follow-up round, and then they go on to lose 6 rounds in a row. From a 7-5 first, half into an 11-9 scoreline here. Okay, now they push into the middle. That's what I'm talking about. Like a little bit of aggression, puts a little bit of pressure on the T side. I like that. Molodoy goes down. I love this. Look at it. 2 in the middle, up into the apartments. Kill somebody up here. And then they pretty much have this triangular setup. But wow, okay. Some headshots are coming through. Man, FURIA are kind of dangerous. And it's not, it's been... Yuri and KSCERATO has been doing a lot of the work. They win the round. And again, I just want to say, I didn't watch the game, but I don't know what was going to happen. But they actually finally do something aggressive. And it kind of is working. Jesus. So I like that. Trying to take some of the initiative away from the T side. Okay, so finally a round going their way. What do we got here? Oh, okay, we missed some stuff. We had Kyosuke's walking in, ignoring KSCERATO if he knew that he was there at all, to get all the way into the middle. This is supposed to be round winning, kind of. He gets 1, and then, I don't know. It happens. It's not even because he's like, a younger player. Like, I just don't, you can't really criticize this. Like, these can be very, very hard to hit sometimes. So it sucks. It happens. They lose that one. And then look at it again. Some aggression's coming out. This is absolutely sick. And by the way, time is running out. This is like so late in the round now. We've got like 14 seconds. And FURIA just have to quit. It's 2 rounds with CT aggression. Okay, let's stop and make a prediction. Now, either they stop doing it and lose, or they keep doing it and FURIA just play a slower and more patient early round, and then Falcons play into it. Like, these are classic ways to lose a game. And again, like, I'm not criticizing it because, I don't know, like, you have to do something. And obviously, no matter what you're doing here, you could be in trouble. Fight in the middle breaks out. Nice. 3 of them. Look at how cool this is. So they have a bunch of people who can activate. It's Kyosuke in this front, but Nico could have been there. It could have been Kixan. Could have been, people coming in. By the way, flash from Tess is going over. It's a very nice touch. So, love everything about it. And then, okay, so not as aggressive as the previous one, but a little bit of aggression. Enough to get the opening. That's really sick. Then we've got the full-on setup. This actually is not a problem. Nobody cares about this. Like, I know it looks grim because you're losing the bomb site without anyone defending it, but in a 4-on-5 with, you probably should be fine. Like, I don't think this is a big issue. Bomb getting planted. KSCERATO gets 1 through the smoke, and wow, very nearly 2. So that's kind of a bit more dangerous. In terms of the retake, they've still got a smoke. They got kits. Like, it's looking good. Flash going over. All of them retaking from the same position. I don't hate it. Smoke going up. Huge smoke. And it happens. This is really important. It happens before anyone dies in the retake. So a lot of pressure right now on the T side, even in the 4v4. Really nice to put some pressure on. I guess KSCERATO is in a very strong position just to look over. He's going to get the first kill. Okay, he's diving in to try and see if he can get the defuse. My God, that is really close. Like, you know what? They might have lost this round here, and obviously it's a really great job. Like, well done to FURIA, but also, this isn't Falcons just, shitting the bed. Like, I actually think they're doing a really good job here. I like it. Smokes in the middle, they're classic, and they pretty much just work. Monacy's diving on over, he wants to reposition. Oh, okay, so FURIA, oh sorry, not FURIA, but Falcons are now back to being more defensive. We talked about this earlier, how that can be dangerous, but like I said, being aggressive every round just because it's worked a couple of rounds is also, at some point it becomes very predictable. Now, I suppose you could make an argument that FURIA are saying, we're going to take some of that early aggression away from you by just basically going straight into what looks like a really fast A execute. Like, we don't want to run out of time, we are just going to go for it. So, they set up here, they wait. Monacy's checking middle. Here comes the full execute. Flash on over, another flashbang. Nobody's models without Nico, so that's kind of scary. Kixan even on the opening defensive kill, look at this setup. Let's just take a moment to just look at this. Now, we have the benefit of knowing that they're going to win this round, so that cheats some of the analysis a little bit, obviously, because I know the outcome. But, you know, still, look at the setup. 3 people here against 4 coming in. Monacy is further away. Tessus is on the other side. But this is a really sick setup. In fact, why don't we slow down the speed of this to like half speed just to really see if we can see what happens. So Fallen gets saved by a teammate. Nico's in the corner. He gets 1, but there's nothing he could do it. Like, he is so edged out. And KSCERATO wants to push through. Oh, what could you say that's smart about this kind of... So Molodoi, though, this is obviously very hard to read if you're on the other side. Like, you might not expect this. Let's go back to normal speed again, I suppose. Yeah, you could see him pushing through there. Is so sick. No one sees it coming. So really nicely done. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Tess is... let's just think about the ordering in which you kind of would have wanted some of this fight to have happened. I suppose in another world, Kixan really does just get this kill onto Fallen. And then I think at that point, maybe Kyosuke and Nico could have played it differently. I don't know. All I'm really trying to say, I suppose, is that they end up in this position where, because of how they fight here, nobody's fighting together in this defense. Like, the closest you get is Nico and Kyosuke kind of getting, you know, close to swinging at the same time, but not really. Yeah, it's hard to be very critical because, again, I think some of it is just down to FURIA really hitting great shots. But this was actually a really cool game. I did not see really a ton of mistakes out of Falcons, to be honest. FURIA with some scary firepower, to be honest, especially Yuri. I think brought them over the line at least a couple of times. That's pretty sick. And overall, just an interesting lesson in, you know, how they might end up playing this game. On the T side, I thought it was really a lot more creative. I think if they can find ways to trade off each other better on the defense, on the CT side, I think Falcons are in a better position almost immediately. So that's cool. That's good to see. I hope we all learned something. I feel like I certainly did. And that's, you know, part of the reason why I'm doing this. Once again, you guys are helping me do my homework so that I'm more prepared for the tournaments. I had my assistant with me the whole time. She doesn't like to be woken up at all. But I swear, when she's not sleeping, she's either eating or playing with the kids. So, you know, she's great, great assistant. I love it. But that's it for me. I hope you guys had a good time. I'll see you in the next one.